The following is a production of the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network. Van Buren Warrior Baseball is coming your way on 92.7 KTWA. Now, let's head down to the field with the voice of your Van Buren County Warriors, Shan Moquin.
Good evening, Warrior Baseball fans. Thank you for tuning in, and on behalf of the Ottumwa Radio Sports Group Network and its affiliate station, it's time for Van Buren County Warrior Baseball. It's good to be with you again tonight. My name is Eric Peterson, and I'll be bringing you all the action. I'm sitting in for the regular voice of the Van Buren County Warriors, Shan Moquin, as he's out of town with some family commitments. Another beautiful evening here at the ballpark, with an approximate start time of about 7:15. So you're now with the pregame show brought to you by Iowa Missouri Seed of Keosauqua. Remember, for those of you listening on KTWA 92.7 radio, you can catch all the action streaming on the Ottumwa Radio YouTube channel this evening. We're coming to you live from the Kissling Press Box above Perkins Field at the Mildred and Eddie Ferguson Sports Complex here in Keosauqua for another Warrior home game. It's an interesting week as the Warriors have played games 4 out of 5 nights this week. This will be the third night in a row for games. Burlington, Notre Dame also on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday streak of games. Didn't have a game earlier in the week. The Warriors are on a 3-game winning streak, having won a Monday night, Wednesday night, and last night in a 14-3 win against Pekin in 5 innings. I'd like to recognize the sponsors that make the Van Buren County Warrior Baseball broadcast possible. So shout out to Van Buren County Community School District, where they have one goal: be a great school for all kids, Warrior Pride countywide. Dowd's Lumber and Home Center, the largest building materials supplier in Dowd's. Cranston Family Funeral Home in Fairfield and Keosauqua, now to serve you with monument sales and Irish Ridge cremation. CranstonFamilyFuneralHome.com. Smithburg Automotive, with 2 locations in Fairfield to serve you. First Iowa State Bank of Albia, Bloomfield, Cantrell, Eddyville and Keosauqua, member FDIC. Roto-Rooter on Gateway Drive for 24/7 emergency for service, including nights, holidays, and weekends. Fast, friendly, and professional service at Roto-Rooter, serving Ottumwa and surrounding areas. Slayton Polaris, 8 miles south and west of Pulaski. Check out their great selection of Rangers and ATVs and drive one home today. Milo and his team at Wells Hometown Drug in Bloomfield and Keosauqua. Ask them about free delivery or curbside pickup options. Crane Concrete Ready Mix, delivering concrete to Ottumwa, Fairfield, Bloomfield, and the surrounding areas. Pilot Grove Savings Bank, serving you for all your financial needs. Proud supporter of the Van Buren County Warriors. Tugboat Transportation of Bonaparte, proud supporter of the Warriors. Dowd's Quick Stop of Dowd's for gas and all the convenience and daily food specials. Van Buren County Hospital, simply remarkable. And Wasco Hardware, located on Main Street in Keosauqua. Stop in and see their showroom. As we talked about and get ready for game action tonight, it's a beautiful night here, 78 degrees, 3 winds out of the northeast at 3 miles an hour. The Burlington Notre Dame Nikes are taking infield and working through their infield drills. We're going to send it out to a 3-minute break to hear from our sponsors, and when we get back, we'll break down the team season, go through stats and leaders, and talk about the starting lineups. You're following Warrior Baseball pregame show on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on the Ottumwa Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back after these messages.
I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua. As the hay and pasture seeding season wraps up, it's time to start thinking about summer annuals and cover crops after wheat. When you're looking to improve your farm profit or grazing efficiency, call me, Ryan, at 319-293-3114, because you're not just buying seed, you're gaining a partner committed to quality and exceptional service for farmers. I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua, your dedicated seed expert. Let me help you grow your success. That number again is 319-293-3114, or visit us on Facebook at I'm Missouri Seed.
At Smithburg Automotive, driving adventures allow you to explore comfortably, safely, and in every aspect of your summer vacation. Smithburg Automotive in Fairfield, schedule your vehicle's trip check today. Call 641-472-2454, 641-472-2454.
Smithburg Automotive in Fairfield. Get your trip check scheduled today. Call 641-472-2454. That's 641-472-2454.
Are you thinking about or ready to build that home or shop or deck that you've been dreaming about? Come see us at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center in Dowd's, and we will transform your dreams into reality. By using our 3D computer-aided design system, you can see and walk through your dream project. After your project is designed, we can generate a detailed material list to see if it fits within your budget. Contact Mike or Josh at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center to get your project started today. 641-936-7115, or check us out at dowdslumber.com.
This is Jeremy with Cranston Family Funeral Home. I want to take a moment and say thank you, not for choosing our funeral home, although we're deeply honored when you do, but for showing up for your neighbors, for supporting small businesses, for standing in line at visitations and hugging people you maybe haven't seen in years. That is what makes our communities feel like home. At Cranston Family Funeral Home, we don't believe in flashy promises. We believe in showing up quietly, respectfully, and doing the work that matters when it matters most. So from our family to yours, thank you. We see you, we are grateful for you, and we'll be here when you need us.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hissam. Spring sports season, senior awards, start of summer sports, end of year banquets, and graduation have us all full of energy, and there's definitely a buzz in the air. We want to send best wishes to all students who are graduating or moving to another school next year, as well as to any staff member retiring or moving to a new chapter in life. New chapters are always exciting times because you get to choose how they are written. We wish you the best. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
Tiffany here. The best things in life are a nice spring day, a tasty treat, and a great deal. That's right, a great deal. So why not swing by Dowd's Quick Stop? Savor our barbecue chicken pizza or classic cheeseburger and fries combo. Craving something sweet? Our ice cream is on and is the best around. Dive into our spring fun with our specialty pizza starting at $17.99. Visit us today in Dowd's and follow us on Facebook at Dowd's Quick Stop for more delicious deals. Stop by for a quick taste of spring.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atomo Radio Group Sports Network.
Welcome back, baseball fans. We're still working through infield warm-ups, and we'll take some time to run down both teams in tonight's matchup. First, the Burlington Notre Dame Nikes. Head coach is Chris Chipras, assisted by Darren Orth. Next game for the Nikes is 6-9 against Pekin at Pekin. Overall record for the Nikes is 3-2. They're 1-2 at home, 2-0 on the road, and they play in the SEICS Super Conference South Division. So this is a conference matchup tonight and kind of a big one. Their conference record is 3-2, and they're 3-2 in their last 5. They have wins against Danville, Central Lee, and West Burlington, and losses against Mediapolis and New London. A tough one last night, 10-9 in their last outing out. Some of their statistical leaders, batting average, Maddox Dywald is hitting .571. Landry Haber-Richter at .538, and Eli Olson hitting .438. Hits leaders, Dewald has 8, Haber-Richter and Olson with 7 apiece. RBI leaders, Olson's leading the team with 8, Haber-Richter with 7, and Garrison Reed with 4. Maddox Dewald leads the team with 6 steals, and Haber-Richter has chipped in 5 steals. From a pitching perspective, Garrison Reed has a 0.0 ERA in 2 innings pitched. Payne Protzman, who's on the mound. Actually, not on the mound tonight. My bad. Has a .66 ERA in 10 innings pitched. And Maddox Dewald with a 3.50 ERA in 2 innings pitched. Strikeout leaders are Protzman with 19 in 10 innings pitched, and Curtis Randall with 9 in 7 innings pitched. Protzman has 2 of their 3 wins. The Nikes are averaging 8.4 runs a game, giving up 5.2. Team batting average of 328, team on base of 522, team slugging of 406, and team fielding of 941, and a team ERA of 4.9. If we take a quick look at the Warriors, head coach Shane Begley, assisted by Bryson Starnes and Andrew Lowry. The next game for the Warriors is on 6-9 at Hillcrest Academy. Warriors come into action tonight at 4-5, 3-1 here at home, 0-2 away, 1-2 at neutral site. Same 1A and play in the Super Conference South. Conference record is 2-1. And as I mentioned, this is a big one tonight. We'll run down the South standings. Mediapolis is in the lead in the South at 4-0. Van Buren in second at 2-1. Burlington Notre Dame at 3-2. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a big one tonight. Early season contest that can impact the standings. West Burlington sits at 2-2. Central Lee at 1-1. New London at 1-2. And Danville at 0-4. Leaders for Van Buren. Isaac Leffler leads in batting average with 333. Will Quarrel chips in at 304, and Leo Urach at 286. Leffler's got 8 hits, Quarrel 7, and Millard 7. RBI leaders are Leffler with 6, Aiden McEntee with 5, and Quarrel and Millard with 4 apiece. Isaac Leffler leads the team in steals with 9. If we look at the pitchers, Aiden McEntee with a .98 ERA over 14-1 innings. The lefty is dealing this year. Isaac Leffler has a 1.0 ERA in 7 innings. Strikeout leaders, Will Quarrel leads the team in pitching with 13, and Aiden McEntee with 12. Wins for the pitchers are tied with 1 win apiece. Van Buren averages 4.6 runs a game. They allow 5.2. Team batting average is 212, which is creeping up. It was 206 the other day, and 185. Team on base is 331. Team slugging 240. Team fielding 907. 21 errors so far this year. That's a place that we can look at today. And a team ERA of 4.15. So there are the stats for the teams. We're going to send it out to a quick 3-minute break, and we'll come back with the starting lineup, starting pitchers, and hope to get underway. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on the Atomo Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Van Buren County Hospital is a proud supporter of Van Buren County Community School District Athletics. The contributions you make to your team, your school, and your community are appreciated and valued by all of us at Van Buren County Hospital. We want to wish you a successful sports season, and we'll be cheering for you every step of the way. Go Warriors! For all of your healthcare needs, Van Buren County Hospital is here for you. Find us online at vbch.org.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hissam. Spring sports season, senior awards, start of summer sports, end of year banquets, and graduation have us all full of energy, and there's definitely a buzz in the air. We want to send best wishes to all students who are graduating or moving to another school next year, as well as to any staff member retiring or moving to a new chapter in life. New chapters are always exciting times because you get to choose how they are written. We wish you the best. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua. As the hay and pasture seeding season wraps up, it's time to start thinking about summer annuals and cover crops after wheat. When you're looking to improve your farm profit or grazing efficiency, call me, Ryan, at 319-293-3114, because you're not just buying seed, you're gaining a partner committed to quality and exceptional service for farmers. I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua, your dedicated seed expert. Let me help you grow your success. That number again is 319-293-3114, or visit us on Facebook at I'm Missouri Seed.
From backyard barbecues to lake getaways, summer is all about making memories. At Pilot Grove Savings Bank, we make it easy to enjoy the season with stress-free banking that fits your lifestyle. Mobile banking on the go? Check. Easy loan options for home upgrades or vacations? Check. Friendly local service you can count on? Always. Make the most of your summer. Bank with Pilot Grove Savings Bank. Visit us at pilotgrovesavingsbank.com or stop by any of our 17 locations. Pilot Grove Savings Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atomo Radio Group Sports Network.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We come back just in time for the national anthem, so we'll remove our hats and honor America. That wraps up the national anthem. A round of applause. We'll get some warm-up pitches here from Kinnick Millard, who will be taking the mound tonight for the Van Buren County Warriors. Kinnick comes into the start tonight. This will be his second start of the season. He's pitched 5.1 innings. He's thrown 146 pitches. He's got a 171 batting average against. He's given up 6 hits, 10 run, all earned. 9 base on balls, 3 hit by pitched, 4 strikeouts, and a 13.12 ERA. Obviously, we'll be looking at those walks and hits batsmen. Hopefully, Kinnick can find the strike zone tonight and get off to a good start. Let's set the lineup for the Burlington Notre Dame Nikes. Leading off and playing left field, number 2, a sophomore, Maddock Dywald. In the second spot, playing second base, wearing number 1, an 8th grader, Garrett Reed. In the third spot, their pitcher, number 3, Landry Haberrichter. In the fourth spot is Eli Olson, a junior. He'll be playing center field and wears number 13. In the fifth spot, Kyler Cameron. He's going to catch, and he wears number 21. In the sixth spot, Jeremiah Crow, first baseman, wears number 12. Payne Pratzman is playing third base and hits 7th. Thomas Godoy is the DH, and Warner is the shortstop and bats last. Here's the first pitch from Kinnick Millard. Ball inside. Maddox Dewald is hitting .571 this year. Ball 2 inside. Counts 2-0. Dewald's a sophomore. As I mentioned, plays left field. Millard's ready. Ball 3 outside. 3-0 count early. Outfield straight away. Ball 4. Runner on first. That'll bring up Garrett Reed, the second baseman. Garrett Reed's hitting .235 on the year. Garrison's an 8th grader. Digs in. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Good job by Caden Simmons, who's catching. Let me set the defense for you. Isaiah Meek at first. Leo Urach at second. Isaac Leffler at shortstop. And Dan Caston at third. Runner goes. Throws a little bit late. Dewald steals second. Pitch was a strike. Moves the count to 1-1. The outfielders Will Quarrel in left. Eli McKinney in center. And Aiden McEntee in right. Kinnick makes a move towards second. Throws back, holds the runner. Dewald's got a big lead. Pitches a ball high and outside. Count moves to 2-1. Both the Van Buren infielders working. Millard steps off. Now he's set. Here's the pitch. Squares to bunt. Pulls back. It's a strike. Count even at 2-2. Dewald with a big lead at second. Millard set. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Isaiah Meek settles, calls, makes the catch for the first out. Pop out to the first baseman. That'll bring up Landry Haber-Richter. He's hitting .538. He's set, runner on second, 1 out, top of the first. Throw back. Leo Urach was there. Throw was a little behind. He had to dive and catch it. Nice play by Leo. Keeps the ball in the infield. 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the first. Haber-Richter's ready. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. Passed all the way to the backstop. Dewald rounds third. Takes a look. Simmons has got it. Back to Millard. Time on the field. So we've got 1 out. Nikes have a runner on third. 1 ball, no strikes. Kinnick's ready. Here's the offering. Ball just a bit high and inside. 2-0. Hate to get down to a hitter like Haber-Richter. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. Good pitch by Miller. Brings the count to 2-1. Runner on third, 1 out. Popped up, straight up. Simmons is going. Van Buren lost that one. Ball drops in, but strike 2. It was in one of those places. Caden Simmons gave chase. Millard gave chase, as did Caston from third, and ball ended up kind of between them. Could have been a little more aggressive with the call, but I'm not sure anybody had a good lead on it. Here's the 2-2 offering. Swing it, hit down the line, foul, out of play. We'll run the 2-2 again. Again, we're here in the top of the first. Home at Perkins Field in Keosauqua, Iowa. Millard's ready. Ball high and outside. That'll bring the count to full. 1 out, runner on third. Haber-Richter at bat. Ground ball to shortstop. Isaac Leffler charges. Tough hop, handles. Throws to first to get the out. Nice job by Isaac. That ball took a little hop, but he played it well, played it to center of his body, picked it up and make the throw. 6-3 for those keeping score at home. We've got 2 outs. Dewald scores to put the Nikes up 1-0. Now at bat, Eli Olson.
Batters the center fielder, number 13, Eli Olson.
Eli Olson's the center fielder. He's hitting .438 on the year. The top of the lineup here is formidable. Popped up out of play to the right side. That'll even the count at 1-1. Millard's ready. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. Brings the count to 21. Top of the first, 1-0 Nikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. He hit him. Hit by pitch, runner on first. That'll bring up the catcher, Kyler Cameron. Cameron's hitting .385 on the year. 5 hits and 13 at-bats, 4 singles and a double.
The catcher, number 21, Kyler Cameron.
He's driven in 3 runs. So runner on first. This is the 5th batter of the inning. Kinnick's ready. Ball outside, runner goes. Simmons mishandles the ball, can't make a throw. Stolen base for Olson. Runner back in scoring position. Ground ball to short. Leffler's got it. Throws to first for the 3rd out of the inning. In the inning, the Nikes get 1 run on no hits, on no errors, and leave 1. After 1/2 inning, it's the Nikes 1, the Warriors coming to bat in the bottom half of the first. We'll send it away for a minute break. You're listening to Van Buren Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and watching on the stream at Atomo Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 1 minute.
This is Milo Wells with Wells Hometown Drug in Bloomfield. Our goal here is to go above and beyond your expectations for the role that a pharmacy can play in you and your family's health. Since we have opened here, many things have changed. We've added experienced staff, updated our facilities, added clinical services like strep throat test and treat, and free liquid medication flavoring. One thing that has not changed is the vision of providing our patients with access to the best pharmacy services anywhere in the state. We, like many of you, believe Southeast Iowa is an amazing place to live, and we will continue to be committed to improving the lives of our patients.
Hi, Susan here at Wasco Hardware in Keosauqua. When you're wanting to spruce up your home, come see our kitchen and bath showroom. We also have flooring, from luxury vinyl to Shaw and Mohawk carpet. Every color for your rooms, from Best Look paint. Plan now to get all of your lawn and garden projects done from the help of Wasco Hardware. And remember, we have the perfect gift for that special someone, from Milwaukee tools, grilling, or a scented candle, and so much more. Wasco Hardware, downtown Keosauqua. Check us out online at wascohardware.com.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atomo Radio Group Sports Network.
Welcome back. We're going to the bottom half of the first inning. Leadoff hitter Aiden McEntee plays right field, wears number 1, a senior. Here's the pitch. Ball high and tight. McEntee's hitting .227. He's been on a little bit of a string. Averages come up from 125 in the last week. Here's the 1-0 offering for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Aiden was 1 for 2 last night with 2 runs scored. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Brings the count to 1-2. Here's the 1-2 offering. Ball upstairs. Count 2-2. Spinning ground ball right in front of the plate. Pitcher fields it. Strong throw. Gets McEntee. Tough play. That ball came off the bat, spinning hard, and just died between the catcher and the pitcher. Pitcher made a good play. Good set and a throw for the first out. Kinnick Millard pitching tonight. is up. First pitch is a ball upstairs. Landry Haberrichter, he's pitched 2 1/3 innings so far this year. Has a 12 ERA. He's given up 4 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Here's the 1-0. Foul tip by Millard moves the count to 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Curveball, big bender, settles into the strike zone, strike 2. 1-2 count to Millard. Throws another curveball inside this time, 2-2. Haberrichter's ready. 2-2, 1 out, top of the first. Here's the pitch. Hart, sharp ground ball down to third, 1 hop. Gloved by the third baseman. Throws to first for the out. 5-3 on a hot shot down to third. Second out of the inning. That'll bring up Isaac Leffler.
Number 3, shortstop, Isaac Leffler.
Isaac was 1 for 3 last night. He's hitting .333 on the year. Here's the pitch. Ball upstairs. 1-0 to Isaac. Haberrichter's ready. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Counts 1-1. 1-0 the Nikes here in the bottom of the first. 2 outs. Isaac Leffler at the plate. Foul ball hit softly down the third base line. Moves the count to 1-2. Leffler's got 8 hits and 24 at-bats, 2 doubles. He's driven in 6. Here's the 1-2. Ball outside. 2-2. Warriors have certainly done a nice job these last few games, hitting strikes, an important part of the game. Here's the 2-2. There's that curveball inside. Didn't quite get there. Leffler's worked the count full. Haberrichter's ready. Here's the 3-2. Foul ball, pitch inside. Isaac did a nice job to fight it off, but followed it off his ankle. Isaac's in some pain. He's back up on his feet, trying to walk it off a little bit. Those hurt if you've ever taken one like that. Ball's thrown hard and it comes off the bat hard. Hopefully Isaac's okay. Limping a little bit, but looks like he'll be all right. He's back up, got the bat in his hand, shaking it off. Isaac looks like he's ready. We'll set it again. 1-0 Nikes, bottom half of the second. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Nobody on for the Warriors. We're about ready for action again. Defense is pretty much playing straight away. Second baseman's 1 step out into the outfield grass. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3 called. For the third out of the inning. In the bottom half of the first, the Warriors go 1-2-3. The score is the Nikes 1, Warriors nothing at the bottom of the first. We'll send it to a 1-minute break. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and watching on streaming on the Ottumwa Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 1 minute.
This is Jeremy with Cranston Family Funeral Home. I want to take a moment and say thank you, not for choosing our funeral home, although we're deeply honored when you do, but for showing up for your neighbors, for supporting small businesses, for standing in line at visitations and hugging people you maybe haven't seen in years. That is what makes our communities feel like home. At Cranston Family Funeral Home, we don't believe in flashy promises. We believe in showing up quietly, respectfully, and doing the work that matters when it matters most. So from our family to yours, thank you. We see you, we are grateful for you, and we'll be here when you need us.
Are you thinking about or ready to build that home or shop or deck that you've been dreaming about? Come see us at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center in Dowd's, and we will transform your dreams into reality. By using our 3D computer-aided design system, you can see and walk through your dream project. After your project is designed, we can generate a detailed material list to see if it fits within your budget. Contact Mike or Josh at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center to get your project started today. 641-936-7115 or check us out at dowdslumber.com.
Welcome back. We're moving to the top of the first. Kinnick Millard's ready. Here's the first offering. Fouled back, 0-1. Kinnick hopping right out. He's facing Jeremiah Crow, their first baseman, number 12. Here's the second offering, just a little bit low and outside. Crow's hitting .231 on the year. Here's the pitch. Just a bit upstairs. Count moves to 2-1. Crow's got 3 hits and 13 at-bats. That pitch is fouled back to the screen, moves to 2-2. Millard's ready. Here's the pitch. Popped up, right center field. Eli McKinney chases over, makes the call, makes the catch for the first out. F8, that ball was hit between center field and right field. McKinney had a good run. McEntee was coming over as well, but McKinney called him off. Here's the pitch, fouled back. This is Payne Protzman. He's playing third base tonight. He's hitting .250 on the year. Here's the second pitch. Fastball upstairs, but Protzman goes after it. Millard ahead 0-2 in the count. 1 out, top half of the first. Here's the pitch. Ball low and outside. Brings the count to 1-2. Kinnick's ready. Here's the 1-2. Ball upstairs. 2-2 count. Those are both good pitches. No need to throw a strike or something close, but here, like to see a payoff. Here's the 2-2. Ball hit to center and short. McKinney's coming in and makes the catch on the run for the second out, F8. Eli got a good break on that ball, made it look easy. Now the designated hitter, Thompson Godoy. Here's the pitch. The ball upstairs. Braxton Thompson Godoy, he's hitting 167. Here's the pitch. A ball in the dirt. Up in the count, 2-0. Thompson Godoy's ready. Millard gets the signal. In the windup. Ball 3 outside. 3-0 in the count. Kinnick threw 22 pitches in that first inning. Here's the 3-0. Just a bit inside, he walked him. He'll face the number 9 hitter, Tatum Warner. Warner's a sophomore. He's playing shortstop, number 7. Warner's hitting 286 on the year. On-base percentage of .500. He's got a couple of walks, hit by a pitch. Kenneth Millard's ready on the mound. Here's the offering. On the outside corner, got the strike. 0-1. Top of the second inning. DH Thompson Godoy is on first. Here's the pitch. Line drive to short. Up over an outstretched Leo Urach. Runner rounds but decides to stay. Base hit for Warner. That puts runners on first and second and sends the Nikes back to the top of the lineup for leadoff hitter Maddox Dewald. Maddox walked in the first, stole a couple of bases, and scored the game's only run. Ball lifted to left field, right at Will Quarrel. Will makes the catch for the third out of the inning. That goes in F7 if you're keeping score at home. In the inning, the Nikes get no runs on no hits, on no errors. We'll come back for the bottom half of the second in 1 minute. You're listening to Van Buren County Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on the Ottumwa Radio YouTube network. We'll be back in 1 minute.
I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua. As the hay and pasture seeding season wraps up, it's time to start thinking about summer annuals and cover crops after wheat. When you're looking to improve your farm profit or grazing efficiency, call me, Ryan, at 319-293-3114, because you're not just buying seed, you're gaining a partner committed to quality and exceptional service for farmers. I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua, your dedicated seed expert. Let me help you grow your success. That number again is 319-293-3114, or visit us on Facebook at I'm Missouri Seed.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hissom. Spring sports season, senior awards, the start of summer sports, end of year banquets, and graduation have us all full of energy, and there's definitely a buzz in the air. We want to send best wishes to all students who are graduating or moving to another school next year, as well as to any staff member retiring or moving to a new chapter in life. New chapters are always exciting times because you get to choose how they are written. We wish you the best. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Welcome back to the bottom half of the second. Isaiah Meek stands in. Here's the pitch. It's a ball upstairs. Isaiah Meek bats number 4, plays first base. Where's number 14? Here's the 1-0. Inside, ball 2. Isaiah's up early in the count. Here's the pitch. Good cut from Isaiah, but a swing and a miss takes the count to 2-1. Isaiah's hitting .250 on the year. He was 1 for 3 yesterday with a run scored. Strike on the inside corner. That'll bring the count to 2-2. Haber-Richter's ready. Gets a sign. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on a good fastball on the outside part of the plate. Strikeout's the first out of the inning.
Number 9, left fielder, Will Quarrel.
Brings Will Quarrel to the plate. A sophomore playing left field. Will's hitting .316. First pitch. Lifts it to center field. Center fielder takes a few steps over, settles, and makes the catch for the second out. Will just missed on that one. Fly out to the center field.
Number 6, third baseman, Dan Caston.
Hitting 6th is the third baseman, Dan Caston. Dan's hitting .222 on the year. Here's the first pitch. It's a ball outside. We're in the bottom half of the second inning. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-0 count to Dan Caston, the third baseman. Nikes lead 1-0. Haber-Richter's ready. Swing and a miss. Even the count at 1-1. Ball was a little up. Caston hesitated a bit. Wasn't really sure, so it was a bit of a timid swing, but he's ready now. Here's the 1-1. Fastball for a strike. Pushes the count to 1-2. Caston's in the box and ready. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, swings through it for a strikeout. That's the third out of the inning. In the bottom of the second, the Warriors go down in order. As we move to the top of the third, it's 1-0 the Nikes. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Van Buren County Warrior Baseball on 92.7 KTWA and watching on the Atomo Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Tugboat Transportation of Bonaparte is a proud supporter of the Van Buren Warriors. Tugboat Transportation is located on 1st Street in Bonaparte, in scenic Van Buren County. Tugboat Transportation is a trucking business offering trucking services, motor freight, and self-storage. For more information, contact Mark with Tugboat Transportation at 319-592-3199. That's 319-592-3199. Tugboat Transportation of Bonaparte. That's Tugboat Transportation of Bonaparte. We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atomo Radio Group Sports Network.
Welcome back to tonight's action. We're here in Keosauqua. Warriors facing the Burlington Notre Dame Nikes. We're moving to the top half of the third. Nikes lead 1-0. Kinnick Millard on the mound. He's ready. Garrison Reed, the number 2 hitter and second baseman, in the box. Here's a pitch fouled off to the right side. Good pitch by Kinnick out of the box. Fastball low on the inside part of the plate. Reed fouled it back. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 offering. Line drive to left field. One hops to Will Quarrell. He flips it in, but the Nikes have a leadoff runner on with a single. That'll bring up the pitcher. Landry Haberichter. He grounded out 6-3 in his first at bat. Runner on first, nobody out. Kinnick checks the runner, throws back. Good move. Runner gets in under the tag. Haberichter's out of the box. Asked them for time. Now we're ready. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Kinnick up 0-1 in the count. Kinnick checks. Kinnick made a move towards first. Somebody in the stands called balk, but he stepped off first, which means he doesn't have to go. If he makes a quick move, he has to throw over. Umpire and the third base coach having a little discussion. I don't believe it was a balk. Runner hasn't moved, so the umpire agrees with me. All right, it looks like we're ready. Haberichter's in. Squares to bunt, pulls back. Runner attempts to steal. Stops halfway down. That was a good throw by Simmons. I think they would have had him. Isaac Leffler cut the throw off. Runner returns to first base. We're set on the 0-2. Ball outside. Runner goes. Little miscommunication on who was covering. That pitch was a ball. Count moves to 1-2. Runner on second now, stolen base for Reed. Ball hit hard down the left field line, but hooking foul. We'll play the 1-2 again. Landry Haberrichter came into the game hitting .538. Curveball hangs up, pop to left field. Quarles under it. Reed returns to second. That's an F8 for the first out of the inning. Garrison Reed on second base, 1 out. Eli Olson, a junior, number 4 hitter, steps into the box. 1 out, top of the third. Kinnick to the plate, outside, ball 1. Dangerous hitter. That one inside and high, actually up over Eli Olson's head, 2-0 in the count. Eli Olson 7 for 13 on the year, driven in 7 runs. The 2 offerings in the dirt. 3-0, got to be careful here. I would think he's got the green light, but we'll see. Here's the 3-0 squares. Nope. Taken all the way, ball's low. Olson draws the walk. Runners on first and second. Actually, not a bad walk. Puts the force back on. That'll bring up their number 5 hitter, Kylan Cameron, the catcher. He grounded out 6-3 in the first. Runners on first and second, 1 out, top of the third inning. Kinnick makes a spin move back to second base, throws to Leo Urach, runners back in. Millard's ready, here's the pitch. Ball high. Little trouble on the throwback. Millard had to glove it. Good thing he's a shortstop in his other role with the team. Here's the 1-0. Ball high. 2-0 to Cameron. Kyler Cameron sitting .385 on the year. Ball 3, just a little bit outside. That's 7 straight for Kinnick. Let's find a strike. Here's the 3-0 offering. Squares to bunt. There's a strike. Good job by Kinnick. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Millard's ready. Fouled off to the right side. That'll bring us to a full count, 3-2. Cameron's got 4 singles and a double on the year. Here's the full count pitch. Hard shot between third and short. Will Quarles charging. Coach is going to hold the runner at third. Base hit for Cameron to left. That loads the bases for the Nikes. That'll bring up Jeremiah Crow.
First baseman, Jeremiah Crow.
He's a first baseman, a senior. He's hitting .231. He's drove in 3 runs this year. Got a courtesy runner coming into the game.
Number 19, Kinzer Tripp, courtesy running for the catcher at first base, Tripp.
Kinzer Tripp, a freshman, enters the game as a pinch runner for a courtesy runner for the catcher. Remember, catcher and pitcher can be free substituted so they can get ready. Here's the offering. Ground ball down the third base line. Fair ball right over the bag. 1 run will score. Second run, Quarles got it, throws it into third. That's a stand-up double for Crow. 2 more runs are in. Takes the score to 3-0. That one was really close. Hard shot down the line. Caston made an effort but couldn't get there. Just fair. Coach Begley has come out to, I think, ask if he was sure. It was right down the line. And remember, it's where it goes over the bag. It was certainly in foul territory after, but but that was down the line quite a bit. We don't have much of an angle here. So that's a 2 RBI double for Crow. Runners on second, third, still one out. 3-0 Nikes. Here's the pitch. Hit down the right field line. McEntee's going over, makes a diving attempt off the end of his glove. Catches it, throws it back in. Another double. This one for Protzman, the third baseman. Another run is in. Runners still at second and third. One out. A really good effort by Aiden McEntee. Covered a lot of ground. Sold out and just couldn't get there. Here's the pitch to Thompson Godoy, the DH. Runners on second, third. Top of the third inning. Here's a bunt. Safety squeeze. Millard gloves it. Throws to first to get the out, but the run scores. Jeremiah Crow crosses on the sacrifice bunt. 1-3 for the second out. That'll bring up Tatum Warner, a sophomore and their number 9 hitter. He singled in the second. It's 5-0. Millard's ready. Ball outside.
Shortstop, Tatum Warner.
Runner on third, 2 outs. Ball hit, popped up on the infield foul territory. Isaiah Meek goes back, settles, gloves it to get the final out of the inning. But in the inning, the Nikes tally 4. 4 runs on 3 hits and no errors. 1 man left on base. After 2.5, it's Burlington Notre Dame 5. The Warriors nothing and coming to bat in the bottom of the third. We'll send it out for a 1-minute break. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on a Tumble Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 1 minute.
At Smithburg Automotive, driving adventures allow you to explore comfortably, safely, and in every aspect of your summer vacation. Smithburg Automotive in Fairfield, schedule your vehicle's trip check today. Call 641-472-2454, 641-472-2454.
Smithburg Automotive in Fairfield. Get your trip check scheduled today. Call 641-472-2454. That's 641-472-2454.
Van Buren County Hospital is a proud supporter of Van Buren County Community School District Athletics. The contributions you make to your team, your school, and your community are appreciated and valued by all of us at Van Buren County Hospital. We want to wish you a successful sports season, and we'll be cheering for you every step of the way. Go Warriors! For all of your healthcare needs, Van Buren County Hospital is here for you. Find us online at vbch.org.
Welcome back, Warrior Baseball fans. Warriors have dug a little bit of a hole here early in the game, down 5-0 heading to the bottom of the third. They've gone 1-2-3 in both the first and the second. Coming to bat is Blaine Benjamin, the DH. First pitch is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Benjamin still in search of his first hit in the year. Here's the 0-1. Ball upstairs brings the count to 1-1. Bottom half of the third. Here's the 1-1 offering. Popped up down the right field line, heading out of play. That one will get out of play. Benjamin down 1-2 in the count. Haber-Richter's worked efficiently so far. Here's the 1-2. Good spoil by Blaine Benjamin. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Fouls it off. We'll reset at 1-2. Haber-Richter's ready. Ball upstairs. That'll even the count at 2-2. Bottom half of the third, nobody out. Blaine Benjamin, leadoff hitter, 2-2 count. Fouled out again. Good at bat so far. That one fouled out behind us, behind the backstop. Benjamin's had 12 plate appearances so far this year. Still looking for his first hit, as I mentioned. Here's the 2-2. Haber-Richter with a curveball settles in the strike zone, and that's a strikeout. Haber-Richter's got a curveball that certainly is a nice change of speed, and it moves quite a bit. That one moved from into the strike zone. Here's Eli McKinney. The center fielder. First two pitches are balls. McKinney's up in the account, 2-0. Number 8, a junior. Fouls that one off. First strike. 2-1 the count. Eli's hitting .048 this year. He's hit the ball hard quite a few times, just hasn't paid off. See if he can get going. Here's the 2-1. Strike on the outside part of the plate, evens the count to 2-2. Bottom half of the third, Nikes 5, Warriors 0. 1 out, 2-2. Haber-Richter's ready. Here's the pitch. That big swinging curveball around the plate this time for a ball. Brings the count to 3-2. Eli McKinney's in and ready. Here's the 3-2 offering. Fouled off. Spoiled. That was a tough pitch inside part of the plate. Eli did a nice job to battle that one off and live for another pitch. Full count. Here's the offering. Swing and a miss on a good fastball. Second strikeout of the inning. 5th of the game for the Nike pitcher. Haber-Richter. Now at bat, number 7, Leo Urach. He's the second baseman, a freshman. Foul tip on a fastball in the first, 0-1. Slow grounder to shortstop, third baseman cuts it off, can't handle it. Urach's going to be on. Slow grounder just past the pitcher's mound. Probably a base hit. Warriors finally get a base hit on the board. Send it back to the top of the order. Urach's done that all year. Got on. Here's Aiden McEntee. Line drive to center. That one's going to get down. Base hit. Urach to second. He'll stay. Little 2-out rally for the Warriors. That'll bring Kinnick Millard to the plate with a chance to help himself. 2-out rally here. Runners on first and second. Bottom half of the third. Kinnick Millard's hitting .259. 7 hits and 27 at-bats coming into the game. Pitcher's ready. Here's the pitch. That was a curveball in the dirt. Millard checked his swing, but couldn't hold up. Strike one. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. There's that curveball again. He's starting to throw it with confidence. Another strike. 0-2. 2 on, 2 out. 0-2 count to Millard. Pitcher sets, check second. In the dirt, pass ball. Runners are going to move up. Good job by Kinnick to hold off on that one. Urach to third. McEntee to second. Runners on second and third. 1-2 count to the pitcher Millard. See if he can clutch up and help his cause here. Get something on the scoreboard. Haber-Richter's ready. Here's the delivery. Inside and high. Kinnick works the count to 2-2. Millard's driven in 4 runs this year. As I mentioned, hitting .259. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Ball low and outside, works it to full. First base is open. Haber-Richter wants to be careful here. Kinnick looking for something to drive. Here's the 3-2. He threw the curveball again. The deuce gets him. Big curveball in for a strike. Strike 3 called. That'll end the inning. In the inning, the Warriors get no runs on 1 hit and no errors. 2 runners left on base. After 3 complete, it's the Burlington Notre Dame 5, Van Buren's 0. We'll go out for a 1-minute break. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on the Tomo Radio YouTube channel. Thanks. We'll be back in 1 minute.
I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua. As the hay and pasture seeding season wraps up, it's time to start thinking about summer annuals and cover crops after wheat. When you're looking to improve your farm profit or grazing efficiency, call me, Ryan, at 319-293-3114, because you're not just buying seed, you're gaining a partner committed to quality and exceptional service for farmers. I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua, your dedicated seed expert. Let me help you grow your success. That number again is 319-293-3114, or visit us on Facebook at I'm Missouri Seed.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hissom. Spring sports season, senior awards, the start of summer sports, end of year banquets, and graduation have us all full of energy, and there's definitely a buzz in the air. We want to send best wishes to all students who are graduating or moving to another school next year, as well as to any staff member retiring or moving to a new chapter in life. New chapters are always exciting times because you get to choose how they are written. We wish you the best. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
We're back for the top of the 4th inning. Kinnick Millard still working on the mound. 62 pitches so far. The Nikes up 5-0, heading to the top of the 4th here. Here's the first pitch. Strike down the middle. Good start for Kinnick. This is leadoff hitter Maddox Dewald. Down 0-1 in the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Dewald walked, flew out to left field in his first 2 at-bats. Here's the 0-2. That's a good pitch, outside corner, just missed. Count 1-2. Here's the 1-2, outside, 2-2. Millard's ready. Popped up to center field. Eli McKinney comes in, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Good job by Kinnick on that first batter. 1 down. Garrison Reed, the number 2 hitter's up. First pitch, a ball high. Kinnick's ready. Swing and strike, foul tip, evens the count at 1-1. Reed popped out to third, singled in the third and scored a run. Here's the 1-1. Outside corner, that ball moved back. Good pitch by Kinnick, 1-2 in the count. Be nice to get a quick inning here. Save some pitches. Popped up. Infield. Leo Urick's calling. He's under it. Makes the catch for the second out. That's an F4 for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the pitcher, Landry Haberrichter. He's been efficient on the mound. He's grounded out to short and flied out to center field. Here's the pitch. Kenneth Millard throws the deuce at him. Curveball's high and inside for a ball. Tried to answer what he's been doing all day. Here's the second pitch. Inside, a fastball. 2-0 to Landry Haberrichter. Ground ball up the middle. It's going to get through into center field for a base hit. Haberrichter rounds, returns to first base. Base hit for Haberrichter. 2 outs, 1 on. That'll bring up Eli Olson. Eli Olson is hitting .438 on the year. In this game, he's been hit by pitch and walk, so he's been on 2 times, scored a run in the third. Here's the pitch, behind the batter. Haberrichter's on the run, steals second base without a throw. Ball 1 to Eli Olson. Millard makes a move to second. That was closer than it should have been. The runner didn't slide back in, and Urick puts the tag on him, but just a little bit late. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Simmons gloves it, throw to third, just a little bit late. Nice play by Caston at third to dig it out. Nice play by Simmons to block that ball, get on it quickly, and make it closer. So stolen base and a wild pitch. Runner on third, 2 outs. Ball hit to right field. McEntee going back, drifting, settles, makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So the Nikes threaten, but don't push anything across. In the top half of the fourth, no runs on 1 hit, on no errors, and we'll go to the bottom of the fourth with the Nikes with a 5-0 lead over the Van Buren County Warriors. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Van Buren Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on a Tumwa Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Hi, this is Amanda Manning Morris. Farmers and ranchers, we know your work is the backbone of our community. At First Iowa State Bank of Keosauqua, we're proud to offer ag lending solutions tailored to your needs. Whether it's land, equipment, or operational expenses, we've got the tools to help your operation grow. With competitive rates, flexible terms, and local experts who understand agriculture, we're here to support you every step of the way. Partner with a bank that knows the land and stands by its people. First Iowa State Bank, your ag lending partner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua. As the hay and pasture seeding season wraps up, it's time to start thinking about summer annuals and cover crops after wheat. When you're looking to improve your farm profit or grazing efficiency, call me, Ryan, at 319-293-3114, because you're not just buying seed, you're gaining a partner committed to quality and exceptional service for farmers. I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua, your dedicated seed expert. Let me help you grow your success. That number again is 319-293-3114, or visit us on Facebook at I'm Missouri Seed.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atumo Radio Group Sports Network.
Welcome back. We're going to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Nikes lead 5-0 over the Van Buren County Warriors. Landry Halbersleben taking his last warm-up pitches. He's been pretty effective in these first 3 innings. He's got 6 strikeouts of Warrior batters. We haven't seen that much in the last 3 games, but he's got a curveball that you don't often see at the high school level. It's got probably 4 feet of drop, changes speeds a lot. Isaac Leffler leads off here in the bottom half of the fourth. Number 3 hitter. Strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1 to Isaac. Isaac grounded out Isaac struck out in the first, I'm sorry. Second pitch is low and outside. Count works to 1-1. Isaac took the first of the big curveballs from Haber-Richter in the first inning for a looking strikeout. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off, out of play. Isaac digs in. Leffler's ready. Here's the pitch. Curveball up high. Just misses. Pushes the count to 2-2. Isaac's in and ready. Here's the 2-2 offering. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Caught Isaac looking. First out of the inning. That'll bring up Isaiah Meek. Isaiah struck out in the first inning, or in the second inning, I'm sorry. Isaiah stands in. Here's the pitch. It's a ball. Outside and high. Isaiah came in hitting .263. Here's the 1-0. Popped up. Foul territory, left-hand side. Third baseman set, makes the call, and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Popped out to the third baseman for the second out. That'll bring up Will Quarrel. Will flew out to center in the first. Will's hitting .304. He was 1 for 4 last night. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. Way outside. 5-0's the score. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ball up high. Haber-Richter's leaned into those two. Good pop on those, but both high and out of the strike zone. Maybe overthrew him a little bit. Here's the 2-0 offering to Quarrel. That's a ball just high. 3-0 to Will Quarrel, the left fielder. Will's taken all the way. 3-1 count. Pitch was a strike right down the middle. Hopefully we'll see something the same. Here's the 3-1. Ball's upstairs. He walked him. Another base runner with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the fourth. That'll bring the third baseman, Dan Caston, up. He struck out in the second. Got a timeout. Coach is going to the mound. Why don't we send it away for a quick 30-second break? This is Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on Atomo Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hissam. Spring sports season, senior awards, the start of summer sports, end of year banquets, and graduation have us all full of energy, and there's definitely a buzz in the air. We want to send best wishes to all students who are graduating or moving to another school next year, as well as to any staff member retiring or moving to a new chapter in life. New chapters are always exciting times because you get to choose how they are written. We wish you the best. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
Meeting at the mound is over. Caston's in the box. Here's the first pitch outside. It's a ball. Caston up in the count, 1-0. Will Quarrel's on first. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the fourth. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Caston. Good swing right on it. Just under it. 1-1's the count. Outfield is shaded to right field. Center fielder's fouled off on this offering. Straight back at us. Center field's shifted pretty far to the right side of the field. Right fielders down the right field line. Counts 1-2, 2 out. Will Quarrel at first. 5-0, bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Caston couldn't catch up to that one. Strikeout for the third out of the inning. In the bottom half of the fourth, the Warriors scored no runs on no hits, 1 left. As we head to the top of the fifth, it's the Burlington Notre Dame Nikes 5, Van Buren County Warriors nothing. We'll send it away for a 1-minute break. You're listening to Van Buren Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on the Ottumwa Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
This is Tim, owner of Slayton Polaris. We have seen a lot of changes since we opened our doors in 1988. One thing that hasn't changed is the way we treat our customers. We still offer the best machines at the best possible prices and strive to treat everyone the way we would want to be treated. This has been our policy since we started the business. If you're looking for the best in off-road vehicles, I'd like to invite you to stop in and meet us at Slayton Polaris, 8 miles south and west of Pulaski.
I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua. As the hay and pasture seeding season wraps up, it's time to start thinking about summer annuals and cover crops after wheat. When you're looking to improve your farm profit or grazing efficiency, call me, Ryan, at 319-293-3114, because you're not just buying seed, you're gaining a partner committed to quality and exceptional service for farmers. I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua, your dedicated seed expert. Let me help you grow your success. That number again is 319-293-3114, or visit us on Facebook at I'm Missouri Seed.
That'll close the book on Kinnick Millard as he leaves the game after 4 innings. He gave up 5 runs. Leo Urach will come in to pitch. That'll move Dan Caston to second, and Kinnick Millard will play third. Here's his first offering, a ball low and outside.
Now pitching for the Warriors, Leo Urach.
At bat is Kyler Cameron, the catcher. Grounded out to short and singled. Second offering is a ball, just a bit inside. 2-0's the count. Urach's ready. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the third baseman. Kinnick Millard. Easy throw across the diamond to Isaiah Meek for the first out. 5-3 for the first out. Good play by Kinnick. He's moving over to third after pitching 4 innings. 1 down. Top half of the fifth. Jeremiah Crow, the first baseman, comes to bat. He flew out to center in the first, doubled in the second, drove in a run, scored a run. Urach's ready. Here's the pitch. A ball low and outside. Van Buren outfield and infield straight away. Here's the offering. Good pitch, inside part of the plate for a strike. That evens the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Low for a ball, 2-1. This is Urach's third appearance. He's thrown 3 1/3 innings. Opponent's batting average against is .286. He's got an 8.4 ERA. Ground ball down the third baseline, foul. Almost a great play by the third base coach. Bobbled it a little bit, but ball's back into Urach. Nobody on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Foul down the third baseline again. We'll do it all over. Jeremiah Crow, number 12. 3-2 count, 1 out. Urach's ready. He hit him. Inside pitch. Crow didn't do much to get out of the way, but you don't have to. So that'll put Crow on first base. We've got 1 out. It'll bring to the plate Payne Protzman, a junior. He's hitting .250 on the year. Flew out to center and doubled in the third. Was left on base in that inning. Looks like we've got a courtesy runner. This may be a pinch runner. That was the first baseman.
Ryan Kipp running at first base.
Ryan Kipp, an 8th grader, enters as the runner, takes his lead. Urach checks again. Here's the pitch. Inside, a ball. Protzman for the Nikes. Driven in 2, swing and a miss on that offering. Brings the count to 1-1. Protzman hits 7th in the lineup. Runner on first, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Urach's ready. Runner doesn't have much of a lead. Here's the pitch. Ground ball down the third baseline. Kinnick Millard's got a field, throws across the diamond. Good strong throw, got him. Runner moves up to second base. That ball stayed right down the line the whole way. Wasn't hit super hard. Millard charges, gloves it, and makes a strong throw to get him. 5-3 for the second out of the inning. Actually, Ryan Kipp moves on to second. So 2 outs, runner on second. Thompson Godoy is the batter. Here's the pitch. Just a bit upstairs, 1-0. Godoy's the DH. Singled in the first, or in the second. Grounded out to the pitcher in the third. This one's fouled up, out of play. Leo's done a pretty good job hammering the strike zone in this relief effort. Counts 1-1, 2 out, runner on second. Kasten bluffs back. Here's the 1-1. It's a strike outside part of the plate, moves the count to 1-2. Be nice to get a strikeout, leave that runner at second. 1-2 count, 2 out. Top half of the 5th. Urach's ready. Fouled up. Count will stay at 1-2. Another good pitch by Leo. Fastball up in the zone. Thompson Godoy couldn't catch up with it, fouls it back. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3, outside corner, that'll end the inning. Great pitch by Leo, caught him looking. That ends the inning. In the inning for the Nikes, no runs on no hits and no errors. As we're through 4.5. It's the Nikes 5, the Warriors nothing. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and watching on streaming on the Ottumwa Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Are you thinking about or ready to build that home or shop or deck that you've been dreaming about? Come see us at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center in Dowd's, and we will transform your dreams into reality. By using our 3D computer-aided design system, you can see and walk through your dream project. After your project is designed, we can generate a detailed material list to see if it fits within your budget. Contact Mike or Josh at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center to get your project started today. 641-936-7115 or check us out at dowdslumber.com.
This is Jeremy with Cranston Family Funeral Home. I want to take a moment and say thank you, not for choosing our funeral home, although we're deeply honored when you do, but for showing up for your neighbors, for supporting small businesses, for standing in line at visitations and hugging people you maybe haven't seen in years. That is what makes our communities feel like home. At Cranston Family Funeral Home, we don't believe in flashy promises. We believe in showing up quietly, respectfully, and doing the work that matters when it matters most. So from our family to yours, thank you. We see you, we are grateful for you, and we'll be here when you need us.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Welcome back to the bottom half of the fifth. Missed that pitching change sponsored by Pilot Grove Savings Bank. The Yurok for Millard pitching change. And then that last strikeout is sponsored by Dowd's Quick Stop. Want to thank our in-game sponsors as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Blaine Benjamin struck out in the first. Landry Haber-Richter's still on the mound. His first offering's a strike. Here's the 0-1. That's a little bit outside and low. Count evens at 1-1 for Blaine. Bottom half of the fifth, 5-0 the Nikes. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. He was on that one. Just missed, 1-2. Outfield shaded just a little bit to the right side for Benjamin. Here's the 1-2. Fouled back, fastball down the middle. Blaine was on it. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Curveball up and away, not close on that one. Moves the count to 2-2. Need to get something going here. 5-0 Nikes in the bottom half of the fifth. Haber-Richter's worked pretty cleanly. Swing and a miss. Fastball upper part of the strike zone. Haber-Richter gets his 9th strikeout of the night. That'll bring up Marion Yoder, who's pinch hitting in the 8th spot for Eli McKinney. That's a strike in the first count.
Number 10, Marion Yoder.
Yoder is 1 for 1 on the year, hitting 1,000. Ball in, pitch inside. Yoder offers, moves to 0-2. Marion Yoder, strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. Landry Haber-Richter still cruising along, 2 Ks in the inning. That'll bring up the pitcher, Leo Yurok. Leo singled in the first, was left at third base. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Haber-Richter's been pitching ahead for most of the night. If you can get batters down on the count, it makes it a lot easier. Here's that curveball. Swoops in for a strike. Leo's down early, 0-2. That's a tough pitch. He's got good velocity on his fastball and changes speeds with that curveball. Here's the 0-2, low and outside. But as a hitter, that's tough to deal with. When you can change speeds between 15 and 20 miles an hour between your fastball and your curveball, you're going to be pretty successful on those nights. Here's the 1-2. Yurok fouls it off to stay alive. We'll reset at 1-2. Yurok got to him in the bottom of the third for a single. Down 1-2 in the count. Inside, fought it off again. We'll reset at 1-2. Nice job by Leo Yurok. Staying alive, falling off some tough pitches. Catcher's going out to talk to the pitcher. Not exactly sure what they're talking about. I don't know if he crossed him up but he's back. Yurok's in the box and we're ready. Bottom half of the fifth, 2 outs, nobody on. Yurok down 1-2. Here's the pitch. There's that deuce again. Strike 3. Leo swings through it for the 3rd out of the inning. Haber-Richter strikes out the side. So in the bottom of the fifth, the Warriors no runs on no hits on no errors. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back for the top half of the sixth. This is Van Buren Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on Ottumwa Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
This is Milo Wells with Wells Hometown Drug in Bloomfield. Our goal here is to go above and beyond your expectations for the role that a pharmacy can play in you and your family's health. Since we have opened here, many things have changed. We've added experienced staff, updated our facilities, added clinical services like strep throat test and treat, and free liquid medication flavoring. One thing that has not changed is the vision of providing our patients with access to the best pharmacy services anywhere in the state. We, like many of you, believe Southeast Iowa is an amazing place to live, and we will continue to be committed to improving the lives of our patients.
Hi, I'm Cody Crane with Crane Concrete Ready Mix. If you're tired of not mattering to the big corporate companies, then call us. When you work with us, you won't be on a waiting list. We can get you concrete when you need it. We are a family-owned business, offer competitive prices, and are easy to work with. We deliver to Davis, Wapello, Van Buren, and Jefferson counties. Work with a company that will take care of you. Call me, Cody Crane, at 641-919-1350.
Welcome back as we head to the top of the sixth inning. Leo Urach still on the mound. We were talking between innings that Haber-Richter's really done a good job. He's struck out 11. He's been tough tonight. Good fastball, good curveball. Here's the first pitch to Warner, the number 9 hitter. Fouled down the line, Meek giving chase, out of play. Good hustle by Isaiah Meek down the line. Warner singled in the second, popped out to the first baseman in the third. Comes to bat here in the top of the sixth with the Nikes up 5-0. He's down 0-1 in the count. Second offering just misses a little bit low. Count moves to 1-1. Inside fastball, fouled up and out of play. Urach jumps up in the count, 1-2. Urach said, here's the pitch. Popped up. Isaiah Meeks calls. He's under it. He settles. Grabs it for the first out of the inning. Leadoff hitter goes down, F3. First out, we're back to the top of the order. Maddox Dewald. He's 0 for 2. Walked in the first, stole a couple bases and scored. He's flat out to left twice. He's ready. Here's the pitch. Just a little bit low for a ball. Dewald, a sophomore, came into the game hitting .571. 8 hits and 14 at-bats. That's a pretty good start. Here's a ball. Hit to center field. Hit to right. Aiden McEntee settles. I lost that one in the lights for a second, folks. Eli settles and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. F9 for the second out. That brings up Garrison Reed. 2 up, 2 down for Leo Urach here in the top of the sixth. Here's the pitch. That's a ball, low. 1-0. Reed popped out in the first, singled in the third and scored. Popped out in the fourth. Here's a shot down the line. Tough play. Base hit. That was a tough hop to Dan Caston, who's back at third. Kenneth Millard's now switched over to second. They flipped those two around in the inning. Tough shot between short and third. Runner on first with 2 outs. Garrett Reed with a single. Looks like Garrett Reed's night is over. He's being pinch run for.
Running at first base, number 6, River White.
Number 6, River Fife into the game as the runner. 2 outs. Pitcher Landry Haberrichter with a base hit, single to left. 2 hops to Will Quarrel. Throws it back in. Runners on first and second now.
Batter is Eli Olson.
Back-to-back singles here in the top half of the 6th for the Nikes. That brings Eli Olson to the plate. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. That's a ball in the dirt to Olson. Olson was hit by pitch in the first, walked in the third, flew out to left in the 4th. He stole the base and scored a run. Nice move by Leo Urach back to second. Isaac Leffler covering, but the runner's back. Trying to keep him close. Here's the 1-0. Line drive to left field again, driving Quarrel back. It's over his head, up against the fence. 1 run's going to score for the Nikes. Here comes a runner on third. Here's the throw, but it's going to be late. 2 runs in. That's a 2-run double for Eli Olson. 2 RBIs. Reed scores from second. Haberrichter from first. He runs pretty well, folks. Doesn't just pitch well. Got around those bases pretty quickly. Will Quarrel did a good job playing it off the fence. Got it in, but 2-run score moves the score to 7-0. Top half of the 6th. Kyler Cameron at bat. Ball inside. 1-0. That's 3 hits in a row for the Nikes. 2 singles and a double, plates 2 here in the top half of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside part of the plate, evens the count at 1-1 to Kyler Cameron, the catcher. Warriors working the runner at second base. Urach's ready. Here's the pitch. Inside and tight. 2-1. 7-0 Nikes here in the top half of the 6th. 2 balls and a strike, 2 out, 2 on. Ground ball down the third baseline, foul. Caston couldn't quite get there, but on the outside of the base, count moves to 2-2. Cameron, the catcher, is at the plate. Leo Urach trying to get out of the inning without any further damage. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Nice play by Caden Simmons. Slides out, blocks the ball, keeps the runners at first and second. Timeout called. Runner at second did something as he was taking his lead on that last pitch. Almost looks like his left shoulder slipped out of socket. It's almost like he had it pop out. He's working that left arm. Coach is there. Stretching it out. Looks like he's going to be okay and stay in the game. Kind of an odd play, something you don't see every day. He's still working that left shoulder. All right, full count, 3-2. Suspect the runners will be moving. 3-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, left center field. Quarrel's going over. He's got a bead. Settles and makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. That'll go down to F7 for the 3rd out. In the inning, the Nikes get 2 runs on 3 hits, leave 2. As we move to the bottom half of the 6th, it's 7-0 Burlington Notre Dame. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Van Buren County Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on the Atomo Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Iowa Missouri Seed of Keosauqua. As the hay and pasture seeding season wraps up, it's time to start thinking about summer annuals and cover crops after wheat. When you're looking to improve your farm profit or grazing efficiency, call me, Ryan, at 319-293-3114, because you're not just buying seed, you're gaining a partner committed to quality and exceptional service for farmers. Iowa Missouri Seed of Keosauqua, your dedicated seed expert. Let me help you grow your success. That number again is 319-293-3114, or visit us on Facebook at Iowa Missouri Seed.
Tiffany here. The best things in life are a nice spring day, a tasty treat, and a great deal. That's right, a great deal. So why not swing by Dowd's Quick Stop? Savor our barbecue chicken pizza or classic cheeseburger and fries combo. Craving something sweet? Our ice cream is on and is the best around. Dive into our spring fun with our specialty pizza starting at $17.99. Visit us today in Dowd's and follow us on Facebook at Dowd's Quick Stop for more delicious deals. Stop by for a quick taste of spring.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atomo Radio Group Sports Network.
Welcome back. We're heading to the bottom of the sixth inning. Nike's lead 7-0 over the home team, the Van Buren County Warriors. Not surprisingly, Landry Haber-Richter is still in the game. He's thrown 80 pitches, 11 strikeouts, thrown a shutout. We're back to the top of the order here in the bottom of the sixth. Aiden McEntee settles in. That's a ball in the dirt. 0-1. Let's see if we can get Aiden on base and get something going here in the bottom half of the sixth. Haber-Richter's been in control so far. See if we can rattle it up a little bit. Here's the 1-0. In the ball, or in the dirt for a ball. That's 2-0. McEntee's a left-hander. Outfielders are shaded to right. It's a little interesting. First time they've been shaded that way for strong side. That's another ball in the dirt. 3-0 to Aiden McEntee. Leadoff walk would be great. Maybe get something going here. 3-0. We're in the bottom half of the sixth. McEntee's ready. Here's the pitch. Inside, a ball. Got a leadoff base runner with a walk. That'll bring up Kinnick Millard. Kinnick grounded out to third. Struck out looking in the third. Runner on first. Kinnick's hitting .259 on the year. Haber-Richter's ready. Here's the pitch. Pops straight up, infield. First baseman's coming in. He makes the call, calls off the pitcher. He's got it for the out. High fly ball on the infield. F3. That'll bring up Isaac Leffler. Isaac struck out in his first two at-bats. Digs in here in the bottom of the sixth. Pitcher throws back to first. McEntee's back in plenty of time. Runner on first, one out. Bottom of the sixth. Isaac Leffler leads the team at .333 coming into the game. He's ready. Here's the pitch. Strike for a curveball for a strike. Down 0-1. Showing a lot of confidence when you go to the curveball in that opening pitch. Here's the 0-1. Back to the curveball, way inside. Chased Isaac off the plate. Counts even at 1-1. Let's have Isaac get into one here. Here's the 1-1. Ball upstairs. Count works to 2-1. As I've talked about for the game, Haber-Richter's pitched ahead in many of the counts. 2-1 count here. Curveball inside and low. Moves the count to 3-1. As a hitter, 3-1, great count. Runner on first. No, he wants to throw a strike here. Doesn't want to get that runner in scoring position. Here's the 3-1. Takes a strike down the middle. Pushes the count full. 3-2 count, 1 out. McEntee's on first. Leffler at bat. Isaac hits a ground ball to short. It's soft. He's going to have to make a throw. Leffler beats it out. Infield hit. Puts runners on first and second. Isaac taking advantage of that good speed. Was a slow roller. Third baseman couldn't get to it, so it went to the shortstop. Shortstop charged. Gloved it, made the throw, but Leffler was a good step and a half past the bag. So Warriors are threatening. Bottom of the 6th inning, down 7-0, but runners on first and second. Here's Isaiah Meek, first baseman. Curveball opening, swings around the plate. It's a ball. 0-1. Isaiah struck out, popped out to the third baseman. Throw back to second. McEntee's in easy. Trying to keep him close. Isaiah Meek, chance to get that 0 off the scoreboard. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Curveball's up this time. 2-0. It'll be interesting to see how long the Notre Dame coach lets Haber Richter go. Showing some signs of fatigue here. Here's the 2-0. Ball inside and high, works the count to 3-0. Runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th. Isaiah Meek is ready. 3-0 count. I suspect he's taken here, down 7. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. That'll load the bases. That took McEntee to third. Isaac Leffler to second. Isaiah Meek to first. Coach is coming out, and that'll be it for Haber Richter. He threw 95 pitches, gave up no runs, but he's responsible for all 3 runners on base right now. This pitching change sponsored by Pilot Grove Savings Bank. We'll take a 30-second break here in the bottom half of the 6th with the Warriors bases loaded, 1 out. Pitching change coming in. You're listening to Van Buren County Warrior Baseball on 92.7 and watching on streaming on the Atelmo Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
This is Van Buren County Superintendent Jeremy Hissom. Spring sports season, senior awards, the start of summer sports, end of year banquets, and graduation have us all full of energy, and there's definitely a buzz in the air. We want to send best wishes to all students who are graduating or moving to another school next year, as well as to any staff member retiring or moving to a new chapter in life. New chapters are always exciting times because you get to choose how they are written. We wish you the best. Here in Van Buren County, we have one goal: be a great school for all kids. Warrior Pride, countywide.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Atelmo Radio Group Sports Network.
We're back here in the bottom half of the 6th, working through a pitching change. Score 7-0 Nikes, but the Warriors are threatening. 1 out, bottom half of the 6th. Bases loaded with Will Quarrell coming up. Will flew out to center in the second. He walked in the 4th and comes up with a chance to erase the 0 and start to get the Warriors back into this game. Pitching change is number 1, Garrison Reed. I'll give you some stats on Garrison here in a second. First pitch is a ball. Second pitch is a ball. Low. Quarrel quickly works to 2-0 in the count. Bases loaded. Here's the offering. Strike down the middle. Works the count to 2-1. Garrison Reed's appeared in one game. He's pitched 2 innings. Hasn't given up a run. Has walked 3. Struck out 2. There's an offering inside part of the plate. Quarrel's out in front of it a little bit. Works the count to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th. Bases loaded for the Warriors. Here's the 2-2. Curveball, ground ball up the middle. Shortstop gloves. Pitches to the second baseman. Turn. First baseman digs it out. He's called out at first. A double play to end the inning and end the potential rally. A great play by the Nike first baseman to dig that ball out. For those scoring at home, that goes 6-4-3. So in the inning, the Warriors get no runs on 1 hit and leave 1 after 6 complete. It's the Burlington Notre Dame Nike 7, Van Buren County Warriors nothing. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be back. You're listening to Warrior Baseball action on 92.7 KTWA and streaming on the Ottumwa Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Call. I got a pair of clogged toilets.
2 pair, dripping faucets and leaking pipes.
Full house, boys. Flooded basement, ruined water heater, and a wild card, broken sump pump.
Gentlemen, whatever your plumbing issue may be, call Roto-Rooter on Gateway Drive in Ottumwa. The drain cleaning and plumbing experts, residential and commercial, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Oh, and one more thing. A royal flush always beats a full house.
That's a bunch of crap.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Well, that was a tough way to end the 6th. The 6-4-3 double play gets the Nikes out of the inning. Leo Urach still working for the Warriors. To bat, the first baseman, Jeremiah Crow, the number 6 hitter in the lineup. Urach's ready. Here's the pitch. He hit him. Runner on first base. Hit by pitch. The Nikes are pretty comfortable taking that hit by pitch. There's not much effort to get out of the way. And the other half, Isaac Leffler moved a lot to not get hit by a pitch, but if it's inside, they're going to take it, which puts a runner on. So nobody out. Crow's on first. Urach to the plate. It's a ball outside. To Payne Protzman, the third baseman. 1-0 in the count. Urach's ready. Here's the pitch. Just a little bit low. 2-0's the count. Protzman's flown out, doubled, and grounded to third. There's a base hit between third base and shortstop. Will Quarles got it. Flips it back into Leffler. And the Nikes are threatening again. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Urach wants a new ball. Got a timeout on the field here. Third base coach is coming in to talk to the umpire. Looks like they're making some sort of change. We'll get information here in a second.
Now batting
So the DH is gone. Chase Dewall coming into pinch hit here in the top half of the 7th. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Here's the offering, a ball upstairs to Chase Dewall. Chase Dewall's played in 3 games. He's got 2 at-bats. No hits. He's walked once. Here's the 1-0 offering. Swing and a miss on a good fastball. Center cut. Top half of the 7th, 7-0. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Here's the offering. Swing and a miss, stealing third, good throw. Good glove by Dan Caston, good throw by Caden Simmons, and they get the out at third. Double steal was on. That'll go 2-5 for the first out of the inning. Runner moves up to second on the double steal. Great throw. Right on the bag. Caston didn't have to do much other than set the tag out. Beat him by a good step and a half. Here's the pitch. That was a 1-2 offering. It was a strike on the steal play, so the count moves to 2-2 on Chase Dewald. 1 out, 2-2 count, runner on second, top half of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called, outside corner. Chase Dewald goes down looking. Ump might have moved the strike zone out a little bit on that one. That was a big corner, but we'll take it. That's 2 outs. Good pitch by Urach. Runner on second base. Leo Setz comes to the plate. Strike on the outside part. Leo's done a nice job in the inning. Here's the pitch. Ooh. Off his helmet. The batter, Warner, didn't react much. I think he's okay. Must have grazed off the bill. That one was up and in. So we're back to runners on first and second. No harm, no foul, look like. 2 outs. Back to the top of the order. Simmons digs it out, throw to first, overthrow. That's going to score a run. Runner going to third. Nobody at third. So the run scores on the overthrow. Ball got in the dirt. Went to third. Simmons overthrew. Protzman scores. Warner goes first to third. And Maddox Dewall, 1-0 in the count. That makes it 8-0, the Nikes. Here's the pitch. Hit down the right field line, slicing foul. Meek giving chase, not going to get there. Count moves to 1-1. Maddox Dewall walked in the first, has flown out to left twice, right once. So he's 0 for 3, scored a run, stole a couple bases. Maddox Dewall is a sophomore. Runner on third. Try to leave that one there. A pass ball. Here comes the run. Not going to be a play. That's a wild pitch. Warner scores from third. That clears the bases, but makes it 9-0. 2-1 count to the leadoff hitter, Maddox Dewald. Leo's ready. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. Pushes the count to 3-1. Need Leo to get one more out here, get out of the inning. See what happens in the bottom half. We're going to change balls. That one was in the dirt. Checks it over, still likes it. Ball's back in his bag. Yarok toes the rubber. Dewald's ready. Ball 4, he walked him. That was just a little bit high. Runner on first, 2 outs. That'll bring back to bat Garrison Reed, who's now pitching. Started at second base. He's 2 for 4 with 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Got to watch Dewald. He's running. Sim to second, doesn't make the throw. Another stolen base for Dewald. Fouled off. Brings the count to 0-2 on Garrison Reed. Dewald had stolen 6 bases coming into the game. He's got 7, 8, and 9 tonight. Here's the pitch. Line drive into center field. McKinney's coming on. Dewald's going to round, throw to home. Runner's going to advance to second on the overthrow. He's in. Garrison Reed with an RBI single. That scores Maddox Dewald and brings the score to 10-0 here in the top half of the 7th. Runner on second. Simmons has called time. He's going out to talk to Urach. That'll bring the Nike pitcher of record, Landry Haberrichter, to the plate. 2 outs. Runner on second base. 10-0 score here in the top of the 7th. Nike's lead. Haberrichter's ready. Here's Urach's offering. Popped up, foul, out of play, right side. Leo jumps up. 1 strike in the count. This top part of the Nike order is tough. All of them in the 300, 400, and 500 batting average. Here's the pitch. Hit hard and deep to center field. McKinney's going back. He's settled. Camps under it. He's got the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Deep fly ball to left to end the inning. But in the inning, the Nikes get 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error. And after 6.5, it's Notre Dame 10, Van Buren County Warriors nothing. We'll take a 30-second break and come back for the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Van Buren County Warrior Baseball, KTWA 92.7, and streaming on the Ottumwa Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At Smithburg Automotive, driving adventures allow you to explore comfortably, safely, and in every aspect of your summer vacation. Smithburg Automotive in Fairfield. Schedule your vehicle's trip check today. Call 641-472-2454, 641-472-2454.
Smithburg Automotive in Fairfield. Get your trip check scheduled today. Call 641-472-2454. That's 641-472-2454. We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Well, we're back here for the bottom of the 7th. We're hoping for a big Warrior rally, down 10-0. Colton Kirkhart pinch hitting here in the bottom half of the 7th. Garrison Reed starts him off with a strike. He's pinch hitting for Dan Caston. Second pitch is a ball outside. Third offering is a strike, brings the count to 1-2. Colton Kirkhart is ball upstairs, 2-2. Doesn't have a hit on the year yet. Not too many at bats. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good cut, but just couldn't catch up to it. That's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Blaine Benjamin. Couple of strikeouts so far. Looking to get on the board here against Garrison Reed. Here's the pitch. Swinging a smash towards short. Backhanded play. Long throw. Got him. Great play by the shortstop. Blaine Benjamin hit it on the screws. 2 steps to the shortstop's backhand. He gloves it, sets, and makes a strong throw. Gets Blaine by a couple of steps. That means we've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Eli McKinney. Back in the game. Takes a ball. Second pitch, another ball. 2-0 on the count. McKinney struck out twice so far. Here's the 2-0. Hit him. Hit by pitch, so with 2 outs. McKinney gets on the hard way. Takes one in the middle of the back. That'll bring up Leo Urach, who's got a single in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. Runner on first, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Curveball, called strike. I think the strike zone's opened up a little bit. Pretty good pitch, but maybe a little out. Here's the 0-1. Makes a move back to first. Eli McKinney's back in safe. Here's the 0-1. That's a ball just off. 1-1. Umpire's done a nice job tonight calling balls and strikes. Tough job. Don't get enough appreciation. Urach fouled out of play. Goes down 1-2. Umpires and referees take a lot of heat, but they're an important part of the game. We won't have these if we don't have anybody to call balls and strikes. Here's the 1-2. Hard shot to the shortstop, takes a step back. He's going to go to first. First baseman digs out a throw in the dirt, and that'll end it. 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning, which brings this one to a close. We'll come back and wrap up the action. Burlington Notre Dame 10, the Van Buren Warriors nothing, and that's a final. We'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back here for the post-game show. You're listening to Van Buren Warrior Baseball on 92.7 and watching on streaming on the Ottumwa Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in a minute.
I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua. As the hay and pasture seeding season wraps up, it's time to start thinking about summer annuals and cover crops after wheat. When you're looking to improve your farm profit or grazing efficiency, call me, Ryan, at 319-293-3114, because you're not just buying seed, you're gaining a partner committed to quality and exceptional service for farmers. I'm Missouri Seed of Keosauqua, your dedicated seed expert. Let me help you grow your success. That number again is 319-293-3114, or visit us on Facebook at I'm Missouri Seed.
This is Jeremy with Cranston Family Funeral Home. I want to take a moment and say thank you, not for choosing our funeral home, although we're deeply honored when you do, but for showing up for your neighbors, for supporting small businesses, for standing in line at visitations and hugging people you maybe haven't seen in years. That is what makes our communities feel like home. At Cranston Family Funeral Home, we don't believe in flashy promises. We believe in showing up, quietly, respectfully, and doing the work that matters when it matters most. So from our family to yours, thank you. We see you, we are grateful for you, and we'll be here when you need us.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
We're back. Tough one tonight, a 10-0 loss to the Burlington Notre Dame Nikes. The line score tonight, the Nikes went 10 runs on 11 hits, no errors, and 8 left on base. The Van Buren County Warriors, no runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 6 left on base. So a really good pitching performance from Landry Haberrichter. He went 5 innings, gets the win, struck out 10, and really tied up the Van Buren County Warriors hitting. We're into the post-game show sponsored by Van Buren County Schools, where they have one goal: be a great school for all kids, Warrior Pride countywide. All the scoring was at the hands of the Nikes tonight. Nikes scored 1 in the first, 5 in the third, added 2 in the sixth on 3 hits, and then put up 3 more in the 7th inning to end the scoring for a 10-0. On the Van Buren Warriors side, it was a tough night at the plate. Quite a few strikeouts. Leo Urach had a hit. Aiden McEntee had a hit. And Isaac Leffler had the 3rd hit of the day. It was a tough night tonight for the Warriors. You look at playing 4 games in 5 days and come up against a pitcher who's really got good stuff. It's just one of those nights. But a good run. Warriors 3-1 on the week. They'll be back in action on Tuesday. And we'll send it out for one more 1-minute break. We'll come back and talk about player of the game, final comments, and we'll get you home for the evening. So you're listening to Van Buren Warrior Baseball on KTWA 92.7 and streaming on the Ottumwa Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back in 1 minute.
From backyard barbecues to lake getaways, summer is all about making memories. At Pilot Grove Savings Bank, we make it easy to enjoy the season with stress-free banking that fits your lifestyle. Mobile banking on the go? Check. Easy loan options for home upgrades or vacations? Check. Friendly local service you can count on? Always. Make the most of your summer. Bank with Pilot Grove Savings Bank. Visit us at pilotgrovesavingsbank.com or stop by any of our 17 locations. Pilot Grove Savings Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Are you thinking about or ready to build that home or shop or deck that you've been dreaming about? Come see us at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center in Dowd's, and we will transform your dreams into reality. By using our 3D computer-aided design system, you can see and walk through your dream project. After your project is designed, we can generate a detailed material list to see if it fits within your budget. Contact Mike or Josh at Dowd's Lumber and Home Center to get your project started today. 641-936-7115 or check us out at dowdslumber.com.
We're back with the Van Buren County Warriors on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Well, we're back again. Van Buren County drops one tonight, 10-0 to the Burlington Notre Dame Nikes. It was a tough night all around. Couldn't get the bats going, and the Nikes hit the ball pretty well. We're going to go for player of the game, sponsored by Wells Hometown Drug, of Aiden McEntee. Aiden was 1 for 2 tonight, a single and a walk. Played a good center field, ran down some balls. So we'll go to Aiden McEntee as tonight's player of the game. I don't think there's much to add in tonight's broadcast. Again, 13 total strikeouts. It's a night that we just didn't put the ball in play. That happens sometimes. Again, I think 4 games in 5 nights will sometimes do that to you. Notre Dame played well, kept the Warriors off the base paths. I want to correct, next week's game is on Monday. and actually have games on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday next week. So lots of opportunities to get wins and go through. Before we leave, I'd like to thank our game sponsors again. Van Buren Community School District, where they have one goal, be a great school for all kids, Warrior Pride countywide. Dowd's Lumber and Home Center, the largest building materials supplier in Dowd's. Cranston Family Funeral Home in Fairfield and Keosauqua. Now to serve you with monument sales and Irish Ridge Cremation. CranstonFamilyFuneralHome.com. Smithburg Automotive with 2 locations in Fairfield to serve you. First Iowa State Bank of Albia, Bloomfield, Cantrell, Eddyville, and Keosauqua, member FDIC. Roto-Rooter on Gateway Drive for 24/7 emergency service, including nights, holidays, and weekends. Fast, friendly, and professional service at Roto-Rooter, serving Ottumwa and the surrounding areas. Slayton Polaris, 8 miles south and west of Pulaski. Check out their great selection of Rangers, ATVs, and drive on home today. Milo and his team at Wells Hometown Drug in Bloomfield and Keosauqua. Ask them about free delivery or curbside pickup options. Crane Concrete Ready Mix, delivering concrete to Ottumwa, Fairfield, Bloomfield, and the surrounding areas. Pilot Grove State Bank, serving you for all your financial needs and a proud supporter of the Van Buren County Warriors. Tugboat Transportation of Bonaparte, a proud sponsor of the Van Buren County Warriors. Dowd's Quick Stop of Dowd's for gas and all the convenience and daily food specials. Van Buren County Hospital, simply remarkable. And Wasco Hardware, located on Main Street in Keosauqua. Stop in and see their showroom. Remember, if you'd like to become a sponsor for Van Buren County Warrior Sports, please reach out to Margie at ottumwaradio.com. She'll work with you to create a package that meets your needs, and you'll feel good about sponsoring Van Buren County Warrior Baseball. We've got Coach up with us tonight. We'll start with Coach Shane Begley joining us. Oh, hold on 1 second, please. We've got some camera work to do. Hang on for the movement. Hi, Coach.
Hey, how are we doing tonight?
Good. Thanks for coming up. It was a tough one tonight. Their pitcher really got going. He had 2 pitches going. That curveball and fastball change were something to deal with. Threw it with confidence, threw it for strikes. So talk a little bit about just sort of at-bats, 4 games in 5 days. Just give us your thoughts on sort of where it was tonight.
We knew what we were getting into. You always know that when you play Notre Dame, and we talked to the kids after the game, and we won 3 out of 4 games this week. I couldn't be more proud of the way they, like you said, 4 in 5 days, a little bit of heat today that we're not used to, and I'm just real proud of the kids, the way they handle themselves, and hey, sometimes you got to tip your cap to the other team. Notre Dame came in and beat us tonight, and it happens sometimes. Baseball, that happens. Their pitcher had us definitely fooled a little bit, mixing in his pitches, and we tried to make some adjustments, and we got some base runners on, and it seems like when we got them on it, we just couldn't get them across. So
yeah, as you said, 4 games in 5 days. You really have to look at this one and be happy with 3-1 on the week.
Yeah.
Again, their pitching staff did a nice job. A lot of team speed. If they got on, they were going to force. A couple of good throws by Caden Simmons, threw a guy out at third, and like you said, just couldn't get kind of back on and get it going. As you think about another 4 games next week, tell us a little bit about approach and trying to get some rest this weekend. What are you thinking about?
Yeah, definitely. We're going to give the kids the weekend off to rest their bodies, and hey, we got some big challenges next week too. The schedule doesn't get any easier. You roll into Hillcrest, you got a monster there every time, and we still got Danville, Centrally, and Meepo next week. So it definitely doesn't get any easier. But winning 3 out of 4 this week, I'm seeing some confidence. I'm seeing some confidence build. The kids are believing. Hey, maybe we're better than what people think, and maybe we're better than what we thought we were. And I just love to see that. The kids are showing some confidence. I'm just real proud of them. Long week's over. We'll get some rest, and we'll come back at them next week. I think we're ready to go.
Great. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate your time. We're going to bring Leo Urach in, freshman second baseman, and threw some innings tonight. Leo, you were 1 for 3 tonight, so had a decent night at the plate, some good plays at second, and then had to come in and pitch. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, the mentality of coming in to relieve and what you think about when you make a move like that?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely difficult, but main key to me is just confidence. Learned that in other sports this year. Just make sure I got that confidence up and keep it going.
Yeah, and certainly, Notre Dame's a good team. The top of that lineup especially throws a lot of people who hit, 400 and 500 at you. And so you came in, threw a lot of strikes, and made them put the ball in play. Talk a little bit about that. Being a freshman, starting on varsity, you got some minutes during the basketball season as well. Can you talk about your growth there?
Like I said, it's confidence. It's mentality. It's really just when I ever go into a sports season, it's kind of just I'm not here to just mess around. I'm here to start.
That's good, and that's a good outlook. Can you talk about sort of where the teams come? Little bit of a rough start, but 3 out of 4 wins this week. Where do you think that's coming from, and how are you guys starting to build some momentum?
I think the kids are starting to realize we can hit the ball, we can play with teams. They know that we're in every game.
Yeah, and you've got enough depth where people can pitch and play positions, and so I think there's some excitement building there. Last question for you. Talk about the Field of Dreams experience. What was it like to go up there Wednesday, get on the Field of Dreams, and sort of enjoy that experience? What'd you think?
Oh, it was fun, for sure. It was we got up there really pretty early, around 2 or 3, and we were there till 7 o'clock whenever the game started. So we were there for a while, but we got up there. We were excited to play, but we all had to make sure we still have a game to play.
Yeah, and Focus got the 3-2 win there, so a good week. I think overall you have to be happy with 3-1 on the week, so congratulations. Keep it up, and we'll look forward to a big week next week.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Leo. We appreciate it. All right, folks, a big thanks to Leo Urach and Coach to come up and talk to us after that. I'd like to thank my board operator, Connor, back at the station for making things run smoothly. Thank my on-site producer here, AJ Rowe, as well. He keeps me online, on time, and informed. And I'd like to thank you, the viewers and listeners, for tuning in to another exciting Van Buren County baseball action. Next action is Monday night with a start time of, is a 5:30 start time, varsity first in that one. Again, coming to you from Perkins Field at Mildred and Eddie Ferguson Sports Complex here in Keosauqua. The Warriors drop one tonight, 10-0 to the Burlington Notre Dame Nikes. That'll put a bow on tonight's broadcast. So on behalf of AJ and myself, we wish you safe travels home and a pleasant good night. Next week, you'll be back to Shan Moquin on the call. So that's a good thing. And once again, our final score is 10-0. We'll talk to you another night. You've tuned in to Van Buren County Warrior Sports, streaming on Atomo Radio YouTube channel and KTWA 92.7. Have a good night, everyone.